Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included here in the 100 Duplicant Challenge. In today's episode, it is finally time to set up a proper oxygen system. So far we've been using a couple of oxygen diffusers, by far not enough to support the entire colony, but I wanted to save on algae because we are still gonna need algae throughout the challenge. And if I had provided the 22 oxygen diffusers that are actually necessary, then we would already be done with the challenge and have lost, in my opinion. So I'm still taking advantage of the fact that the duplicants can hold their breath for quite a while and therefore don't use as much oxygen. This of course does only work with the oxygen and not with the food. The food eventually they will have to catch up on. But with the oxygen I wanted to be careful. And today it's time to switch to water-based oxygen. So we're going to be using the electrolyzers, and I figured I would like to see my SPOM right here, a self-powered oxygen maker. And then we can also take advantage of the cooling potential we have in other biomes right here. And we're probably eventually going to hook up this steam system so I can feed the water here. We might want to try to get it down to 50 degrees or so before feeding it into the spa. Now let's think about this for a little bit. I definitely want this to be encased, so I probably make another layer here down below. Next up, I want to see a layer of mesh tiles, or airflow tiles would be fine as well. And then inside the power, I still need to unlock the... No, actually, I already got it unlocked. There we go. So this would be one layer with power generators. And I think we're gonna need about 5 or so. Maybe we can distribute this better. So we'll start over here with 2. Wait a second, I cannot really bring this into the center. I think I'm gonna make it to the left side. So this is gonna be it, and then there's going to be a little bit more space on the right side. I'm first trying to outline the entire building, so this would then be going down here, and I guess it would be nice to have ladder access in this place, so this could be an idea. Next up, I would be needing another row of these because, well, we make a really big SPOM, right? Like, even with the contraption I'm building now, we would only be able to support like 70 duplicants or so. Actually, maybe even 80, I don't know. Either way, there's gonna be yet another layer right here, and this layer is gonna be responsible to provide some power. We're gonna need at least one smart battery, I would say. Let me get this on the other side, that makes more sense to me. And then what else do we need? A power transformer. So we're gonna go with large power transformers, and I'm also gonna be needing at least 5, I think. Maybe we can fill the rest up here with smart batteries. Oh no, wait, I actually need my hydrogen pocket. I totally forgot about that. So somewhere here in the center, I would be having my hydrogen pocket. In order to establish that, let's go ahead and continue the structure. So what I mean, this layer here should actually be insulated, and down below we'll have the electrolyzers. And we would have to build the electrolyzers out of gold amalgam, so they cannot really overheat. But what I want to see are 5 of these electrolyzers. There, now we have the 5 electrolyzers. They would go up to this point, and then there would be another 5 on the other side. Ladder going all the way down and closing off the room. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a huge building. Either way, I would then have to do something like this in order to catch the hydrogen. So that would be my hydrogen pocket over there. And in order to make this work, we'll also have to close off this guy. Okay, nice. That might actually work. I then want to set up a bunch more mesh tiles here and there. And then finally we can close the room in this fashion. That should actually be fine. It's a little bit close here to the natural gas, but you know, it actually kind of adds up in my opinion. Yeah, honestly, this is totally acceptable. So the only thing we're really missing are the gas pumps at the bottom and the top. The top ones should be quite easy, like right here. You know what? I just see I could make this a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Like, we can have this move up 1 block, then we have the space for 3 transformers and an additional 2 transformers here. And then this would be moving up 1 block altogether. There we go, said and done. Everything could be moved over a little bit. Now we are just missing the gas pumps. I also want to make them out of gold amalgam. We need approximately, not completely, but approximately 2 pumps per electrolyzer. So we could either have them on top of each other like so, 2 pumps for each electrolyzer, but we could maybe distribute them better. What if we made a pattern like this? How many do we have? Like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then we would be doing the same thing here on the other side. Just set up 10 of these guys. Yeah, you know, 2 pumps per electrolyzer are just way too many. I think we should be able to get rid of at least 4 of these guys. Then we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 pumps. That should be good. So now I just wish to distribute them a little bit better. There we go. I found a nice pattern that I actually like with 16 pumps. This is good. Now, this is going to take a whole while to actually go ahead and build. So we will be doing that on the side as we're working on other stuff as well. If we open this up, all the water should be collected here at the bottom. I think that might actually be good. So we can maybe pump it up as of this point and add it to our current pool. Now, I don't really want to use this water for the new SPOM. I think we will be using the additional water sources we are getting in order to actually feed this machine. Because if we use this water that I currently have, then it's gone in a heartbeat. But yeah, this is essentially going to be my next building project. We're going to be taking care of wires and other things in the future, or in just a while. Okay, another thing I would like to get started on as my duplicants are building the SPOM is another farm, namely a Pacu ranch. I think I will put it here at the bottom. It doesn't actually require that much space. I will have to think about the mechanics a little bit. It's been a while since I built one. But let's say we get this started right here and there. I would then need a mechanized airlock right here, a pool to catch the fish in this place. Also within research, I swapped to smart storage. We're gonna go through this all the way in order to also get access to the conveyor chute. The basic idea is we have a breeding chamber with a couple of fish that will actively be fed and bred in order to make as many eggs as possible. The eggs will then be transported up here in order to hatch. Once they are hatched, we will determine whether or not we need more fish in the breeding chamber. If we don't, then the door here should open and the fish should drop down. Now, I'm not sure if this works with mechanized airlocks. I will be testing that out in a second. I just wanted to brainstorm the idea and how we want to set it up. We then also need an auto feeder right here in order to pick up the eggs and maybe also eggshells. I then want to proceed to build the holding area for the fish. Let's keep at least 4 spaces. And considering this is going to be the floor level, I'm going to bring this down 1 more. So it would go all the way up to here. Yeah, I can use a ladder here and possibly there to gain access to everything. Also, if we have all of our eggs here, we need to prevent it from being connected to this room. So we will need at least a pneumatic door right here. Now, this is going to be its separate room. And this here should also be its separate room. So maybe even another door right there. Yeah, this wasn't convenient. I think like this, it's a better arrangement. This door can stay open all the time. I just need it as a room divider. And this door here, as a matter of fact, can stay open as well. So they're purely here. So we have 3 separate rooms in total. A breeding chamber, a hatch chamber on the top, and a kill chamber. And the reason we have 2 places where we can put the eggs is because we only want 1 type of fish ever in the breeding chamber. So we only have the normal fry fish going up and all other fish type going down. Right here I have a space for a future power transformer that we can use to power up all the machinery inside. I can probably already go ahead and just set this up here. To make this SPOM a little bit easier to build, I'm actually going to hook up another oxygen diffuser right there. This way my duplicants will not have to run quite as far to catch their breath. I also already want to prepare a liquid pump here at the bottom in order to pick up the polluted water from all over the place. I will also be draining any water that I find here at the top and just bringing it over so we can use the same pump. And then all I want to see is this already getting started here with the piping. So eventually we can bring it up here and process it for our storage. For that purpose, I also have a power wire already routed. And now my fellow duplicants, it's time to get busy. I believe in you. I'm also gonna give them a little oxygen diffuser to add a little bit of breathability here. You know, it's so funny with these many duplicants, it's always riskier that they actually trap themselves. Like this guy just moves over and then somebody is digging this tile and then he's trapped. So I have to be careful. That was like the perfect example of what I wanted to say. There's my second thimbleweed plant that I can plant. How are my bathrooms looking? Not all of them are quite full yet. Yeah, my dupes will have to poop a little bit more to make this bathroom a reality. Now these 2 doors, as mentioned, we can probably just keep them open indefinitely. By the way, I want to mention this concept here has been suggested to you. And it was from a YouTuber named Echo Rich Gaming. At least that's where I got it from like I don't know, it must have been a year ago or so. So it's been a while since I built it, but I always liked him as a new and upcoming YouTuber. So Echo Rich Gaming, definitely a channel worth checking out if you're into Oxygen Not Included. Now let me quickly get a storage bin in here. I want to make sure that if we have any eggs already, that we get them here. And yes, indeed, currently we have access to 1 fry egg, which is pretty nice. Let's actually track these guys. Also, I noticed we now have too many critters in here, so they are overcrowded, and this is probably where we want to set this to 8 as a maximum number of critters. We can then say auto wrangle surplus, and then we just bring them over to the next stable. So we'll have 2 stables or 2 ranches full of hatches. But honestly, I'm mostly waiting for the stone hatches to develop because they have easier food requirements. But until then, I want to make sure these hatches here are happy, so we're going to bring over the excess hatches. Inside the storage bin, let's go ahead and collect, for now, well, we could collect all the critter eggs just so that we have them all together, but we want to make sure we take them out of the bin once they have been delivered, otherwise they are just gonna break instead of hatching. Also, you told me to unlock the blueprints. I'm not actually gonna do that in this playthrough because this is not a real playthrough that is gonna take on thousands and thousands of cycles, but you know, we are gonna do that in the next ultimate base design, where I intend to build the most magnificent base thus far. Of course, we need to always go a little bit crazier. But yeah, all of these new features I'm gonna reserve for the next playthrough of the Ultimate Base 4.0. One research completed, we now have access to the auto sweeper, that is already good, a smart storage bin and an automatic dispenser. I'm also gonna install an automatic dispenser here and there in order to collect some of the materials that are just laying around the floor base disgustingly. In order to be able to build the entirety of the SPOM, I'm gonna need access to gold amalgam. We can dig up a little bit here. Actually, we probably won't need that much because we get around 350 kilograms per dig. That means maybe 175 in terms of refined metal. For this one, we only need the normal metal. This one too. Yeah, actually, we don't even need refined. But still, it's a tall order. One of these generators only takes 800 gold amalgam. Let's see, there's some here, there. Yeah, okay. It's not that dramatic. We have it kind of everywhere. That means especially once I made it over here, in order to collect the mushrooms and thimble reeds, we should be able to dig down here and get a whole bunch of it. There we go. Here is our fry egg. Finally, we can now get rid of all the eggs here. Before I do that, I want to sweep things up here. There we go. And then get the eggs out of the storage bin. I'm then gonna go to my automatic dispensers, say all, but sweep only. And we can do this at the lowest priority. So everything else is gonna have priority if we set it up. And those don't need to be powered either. We've just finished the research here for the conveyor chute. I also would like to have access to a critter center to make this fish trap actually work. Yeah, here we have the fish trap too, and we already have the fish release and the fish feeder, so that's good. We now have a new building category, the shipping category. I love it. We're gonna be needing some conveyor loaders and, oh, geez. Of course, these also require refined metal. But essentially what I would like to see is 2 of these conveyors, and then together with an auto sweeper that is capable of reaching the entirety of the floor, so we can pick up all of the eggs and whatever else the fish drop. We could even have this guy all the way at the bottom, why the heck not? And then we need a secondary one that is capable of reaching all the spots. Right here would be the best spot. Let me actually see if we can get this pneumatic door to kind of face this way. Look at 31 Farmer. He's just taking a nap here on the pole. Wow. Sometimes you gotta appreciate these dupes. Okay, nice. Now we can have a pneumatic door right here. And then we can take our auto sweeper. Come on. Give me that. And we can put it right there. In order to be able to reach everything, I can reach this part here in order to pick up whatever I don't want laying there. I can also reach this part to pick up any eggs and waste from the fish, and I can just reach everything that I want. And additionally, I cannot reach the 2 conveyor loaders, so I don't end up creating an infinite cycle. Yeah, honestly, I'm actually pretty happy with that. I'm gonna set it up like so. The orientation doesn't really matter. Oh, you know what? I'm stupid. I could have had it this way and then with the door also facing up. Let me actually try that. So I wouldn't even have to change anything about the door. Yeah. The question is, do I even want that? Does it matter? I mean, it's still 3 separate rooms. Yeah, really, the only question we have to answer is, can fish fall through a mechanized airlock? And we're gonna figure that out right away. Wait a second, I want to test that in my test world. Okay, now this is really interesting. I'm now getting a little bit close here with my water supplies. I'm almost ready to pick up some more, but I did have some accidents, honestly. So we will have to pick it up from further down. On the plus side, there are already some paku that we could potentially grab. I'm also making more progress here with the SPOM and well, what is this? Are you serious? How did you even do that? Now, this is horrible. Okay, well, we might be able to get out of this if we really focus on this part here. So, like, you want to get rid of that so that this duplicant can save himself. But I just wanted to say, in order to provide oxygen to all my duplicants, I would go through all my resources in 2, 3, or 4 cycles. I mean, just imagine supplying all these electrolyzers. It's gonna take an entire pipe worth of water constantly every second in order to supply these. So this is not really an option in the beginning until we set up all the resources. This is also why I didn't set up enough oxygen diffusers. I didn't want to go through all of my algae in just one go. I mean, sure, we could provide enough food and enough oxygen in the short term, but that would just finish us in the long run. So we'll have to be strategic about this. Yes, we built this bomb right now, but we can only really supply the water once we got a source that provides 10 kilograms per second. Otherwise, we're just screwed. But I think we're not doing too shabby for cycle 13. Let's now see if this guy can save himself. 51 builder, what were you thinking? At least she's still got a little bit of breathing room left. There we go. Yeah, she will be able to get out. Oh nice, the first researcher just reached the second skill point. This is actually really good. So there's going to be a buttload of skill points coming our way. But more importantly, I noticed that, I mean, I was so sure that with 100 duplicants you get at least one with the mechatronics engineering skill already unlocked, but we actually don't. We have not a single duplicant with the mechatronics engineering skill, and this is actually really devastating. I mean, even if we get to assign the second skill point, we still need 1, 2, 3 more skill points. Considering it's only every 6 cycles or so, it's gonna take another 18 cycles until we even can build any of these infrastructures. I mean, it's just an inconvenience. We will have to manually do it with dupe labor until all these autosweepers and conveyor loaders can be built. We can still already plan it out if we so choose to. Let's say this is gonna be here. The right side is gonna be the one with the normal pacu fish, and then right here is going to be the conveyor loader with all the other types of fish, and then we just need a conveyor chute right there and there. We also need a power wire going out here from the power transformer, and I'm gonna go up here and over there. That seems to be good, and then we can just power it from this side once we know how to do it. And then there's only one thing missing. We're about to finish the research on it, the critter sensor, so we can detect how many critters we actually have in this room and decide whether or not the eggs should go into the kill chamber or the breeding chamber. Now we have the doctor actually suffocating. Oh my, why do you have to do that to me? Just somebody take care of that immediately. Yeah, it's good. You can save yourself. That's fine. Now go ahead and catch your breath. Yay, research is completed. Let's have a look at the critter sensor. I'm gonna put that guy somewhere here, right there. And then we're gonna hook it up to some automation wire that is connected to the door. Let me see. Yeah, we're just gonna go through here and there. So now I will be able to open up the door depending on whether or not we have enough critters. If we have enough critters, then the door should be opened. If we don't, then the door should be closed. And that just means the fish, once it's hatched, is gonna go over and fall into the main chamber. If the door is open, it's gonna directly fall down here to all of the other fish that are just waiting for their demise and to be eaten, basically. Okay, nice. I really like where this is going. We have prepared the SPOM and we have prepared the fish farm, both of which are hopefully going to help us out tremendously in the future. Now, as a next course of action, we will have to make sure that we get some fresh water in the joint. I already have a plan. In order to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and access this room, add another pitcher pump because we can use the water right here in order to cook. So I might disable the 2 pitcher pumps for now so that we have a little bit more time and only be using the hydroponic farms in combination with this water storage. But yeah, with that out of the way, I would say we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you soon. Bye bye.